Hello everyone, welcome to another thrift store finds video, starting off with these Mad Balls. These are the little plastic versions. I actually had to look these up when I found them because I had the regular, bigger like Mad Balls from I think it was late 80s, early 90s, and I've never seen the little plastic ones before. So I had to look up to actually make sure that's what they were and check them out, but I found a whole stack of them here for less than $1 because they're hollow, thin plastic balls, and they were by weight. So all these for less than $1. So this was it ended up being a pretty big find as far as what I can get for these on the store. So that was a good start, and I actually found a little more in the toy variety than I typically do. So not quite as many movies, but more in the toy stuff, something a little different than normal. Next up, this big Grogu, or Baby Yoda, as people are fond of calling him. And he's another one that I was like, which variety is he? Because there's so many different kinds of these. There are these big expensive ones that I think they like are electronic and can walk and talk, and there's hand puppet versions, and this is a nice quality, nice hard plastic head, and he was in really good shape, and again, he was bargain bin, so he was like nothing, so that was a really good find as well, especially with Christmas time coming. Any of these toy finds is a good idea. And speaking of the bargain bins, before I move on even, I found only 2 book finds today. 2 vintage detective novels, like Carter Brown. I always, if I could find these in the bargain bins, especially if they have more of like a lewd looking cover, those always do better, so I grabbed those. And the bargain bins, they changed the pricing for books, and if you follow me on Twitter, you saw me talk about this before, but bargain bin is everything is by weight, a certain price per pound, and then books were 25 cents for a paperback and 50 cents for a hardcover. And so people will go and buy tons of books, whether you're buying for yourself, or it's a great place if you're a teacher, or if you like have a bookstore, or if you're just reselling books, whatever. It is a really good place to find them. And a lot of stuff is overpriced in the regular rooms anyway, ends up there. People buy it by the bag or even cartload. But now, I guess to simplify things, I don't know what they're doing, they changed it so everything in the entire bargain room is one single price per pound. It also used to be a different variety based on whether it was clothing or just general merchandise is different pricing, but now just no matter what it is, it's one blanket price of $1.69 a pound. Even the employees are really ticked off about it, to the point where the manager is handing everyone a number to call to complain about it with their receipt, because they're really frustrated. No one is ever going to buy the majority of the books in the bargain bins anymore. Little stuff like this, or like Animorphs, Goosebumps, those kind of thin kids books, that's still fine. Most people are going to grab those. But even, say, a Terry Goodkind book, even like a heavier paperback version, it just doubled in price. And some larger books, if you want to go and buy, let's say you find a really super common, worth nothing copy of a Stephen King book, like a big hardcover, that book last week would have cost you $1 in the bargain bins, maybe $3 to $5 in the regular room. Buy it brand new at a bookstore, still like maybe double that at the most. That'll now cost you about $14 in the Goodwill bargain bins. Pick it out of a bin, maybe a little messed up, the last stop before it goes to a landfill kind of thing, and they want more that, because it's by weight, no one's ever going to buy hardcover books, and they want textbooks and all kinds of stuff. And it's frustrating to the employees too, because they're spending the time unloading the truck, sorting and loading it into these bins, and then they have to unload it with whatever doesn't sell after a period of time. And it just feels like a waste of their time when they're already shorthanded, because they know no big books are going to sell, because no one's going to go to a thrift store bargain bin and pay like $15 for a book. That it's just madness, and it makes no sense. But so that craziness out of the way, I don't think it's going to last. I think Goodwill occasionally does these things because they, as a company, are exceptionally greedy. They are not, Goodwill is not a good name for what they are. But there are always these policy things that come through, and then after a while, they revert back because it doesn't work out. Like, it's just crazy. But on the toy front, found one of the smaller versions of the Flintstones from the movie, the collectible figures. There were two different sizes. There were a larger variety. It looked more cartoonish, and these look more like the actual, like the human actors that were in that movie. So found that. That was good shape, bargain bin. And then also a Tron, Disney's Tron action figure. That was a cool find. If this was from Tron Legacy, it would have been for me. I really like that movie. Tron, it's really fascinating, but it's more, I like it, but Tron's, it's one of my favorite movies, but it's more a fascination than like I want to sit down and super love this movie. The behind the scenes for Tron are in a way better than the movie itself, even though it's fun, but that's really cool to find Tron. And also, as a fan of Babylon 5, if you know what I'm talking about, it's cool to find Tron. A few Disney finds, a couple I can't show because they're actually for my mother-in-law for like birthday or Christmas or whatever, so I can't show that. But then I found this one little Minnie Mouse Halloween globe. So I'll hurry and put that up on like Etsy or whatever. Just a cute little thing. I mean, by weight, it's cost me like nothing, so that'd be a cool thing. Gotta get that up fast as Halloween is approaching. And a few Simpsons comics, including The Mighty Mo. So I found two of those. A few VHS, because what is a pickups video without some VHS with me? Some of these Critter County video storybooks, not a whole lot. A Disney movie that I have never seen, and I don't think Amanda has seen this, The Cat from Outer Space. So that is one that we'll give a watch. I'm not expecting a whole lot from it, but hey, we'll check it out. This is a beautiful thing. As you go in, spend very little, maybe $1, and you can take a rental. And we just watched, for the first time ever, neither of us had seen Song of the South. I randomly, in searching with the VHS, found someone's master tape bootleg, basically what they were using to make further bootleg copies and things. So we watched that for the first time. So watching ton of Disney to get ready for our Disney trip. And we have Jerry Lewis and Lamb Chop, Don't Wake Your Mom. That was a big thing when we were little kids. And the last thing is The Guns of Navarone. I just rewatched this recently, and the not-so-great sequel that they made, but that was it then for VHS. And two things which I actually just put up on the store this morning. They're from last night. Well, actually yesterday morning. Amanda and I went grocery shopping, and on the way back, there is a Goodwill we don't go to very often, and stopped by and found a couple of things that were worth grabbing. This Alfred Hitchcock Classic Collection 3-disc Blu-ray set does Notorious, Rebecca, and Spellbound. And I already have different versions of this for my own collection, so that goes right up on the store. It's actually already up. And then this is up as well. Redwall, the complete Volume 1 with the slipcover. I never knew they made an animated show for this. This is Season 1, all 13 episodes. And this has become exceptionally rare over the years. Maybe a lot of other people didn't know that they made this. It's actually pretty cool. It was never really one for Redwall, but I knew some people that grew up with it. And it's cool. There's an animated show. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the old animated Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Different style of animation, but it just has that kind of vibe for me. But that's up on the store as well already, this Redwall. And that's what I found this morning. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. And Laserdisc fans, make sure you come back, because my next video, if the tracking is accurate, will be some new Laserdisc pickups.